Walsh Gallery, located at Seton Hall University, has been procuring artwork for and from the community for decades. Just recently, the gallery opened its doors to celebrate the 165th anniversary of Herman Melville's classic novel, Moby Dick. The exhibition features work from artists local and abroad. But despite being so centrally located on the small Catholic University campus, the Walsh Gallery is a treasure yet to be discovered by both pirates, old and new.
My name is Jane Priscilli, and I'm the gallery director at Seton Hall University's Walsh Gallery.
I'm Catherine Tedesco, and I'm a co-curator for The Cure for Anything.
I'm Chelsea Levine, and I'm the co-curator for The Cure for Anything.
For us, curating this show, one was taking the theme of Moby Dick and finding something we wanted to say about it. What you might think of as like a thesis statement, for us it's an exhibition narrative, and we came up with 4 themes to bring throughout the gallery, and then we had to go through the process of finding, okay, what art pieces really speak to that theme, what historical objects speak to that theme, and figuring out where they were going to fit in this space to tell that narrative.
So once we came up with, our story that we wanted to tell, then we were able to go out and, find museums that would work with us and find artists, that had created work that we felt fit into our story. Jean, being a curator in this community for, a while now, also knows a lot of the local artists, so she was able to kind of give us suggestions.
We're still honoring local people and involving the local community, but also providing an example of artwork that can be found, in great venues around the world, in high-end museums. So I think that was part of my interest in honoring the occasion of the 165th anniversary of Moby Dick's publication. But I also think Melville, the novel was not really acclaimed when it was written. It kind of fell flat. And I wanted to honor Melville. So often fame happens posthumously, and I thought it would be a wonderful thing to honor this person who's contributed this, icon of culture to America, and just remind people how important and seminal this novel was and how relevant it still is today. So we're trying to provide more of that, an option maybe not to go to New York City. It's exciting here, I love working here.
But there's definitely a sense that, you owe it to the artists to make sure that their voice is heard just as much as yours. And even though we're the ones selecting their pieces for the comprehensive show, this is not the only piece they've ever made. This is not the only piece that they want people to see. And, it's our job to make sure that they're highlighted just as much, if not more, than us.
And, I might not understand the piece or understand what it is they're trying to communicate just by looking at it, but once I read what they really have to say or I speak to them, I realize, that they do have a story to tell, and it's one that I think is important. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's about getting their story out there, especially for people like me who maybe on first glance might not connect with a piece, or might just say, oh, that's cool to look at, and then move on.
We're exposing local artists to an international audience, and we're also bringing to students an international perspective in the gallery. It works both ways, and that's a beautiful thing.